Hello everybody, how it do? What it do? I'm just a real wonder. This is Rantin and Ravin on random topics, and today's random topic is going to be censorship. Censorship all over the media. You see it all the time. You wonder why are they doing it? At least I wonder why. You know, and it hasn't really affected me too much till I started researching 9/11. And what I found is they was really telling us, you know, only half truths about a lot of things. And what I find is like 9/11 is a whole package deal. You have to swallow it whole. 9/11 report for it to be just, if you get what I'm saying. So if like you pick a thread out of the sweater starts to unravel. And that's what I found. And I found a lot of unpublished truths about 9/11. And at first I was like everybody else. I was like, why would the government do that? You know, why would they kill its own citizens? And then I saw a couple of reasons. These are just hypotheses. You know, I don't know what's going on, you know, behind the scenes because I'm not a politician, but I can sure ask questions. And what I found is the media censored anybody who asked any questions about 9/11. Those guys lost their jobs. Like for instance, Rosie O'Donnell. She had a good point about Building 7, how it felt free fall speed, and she bested everybody in that debate on that show. And you can find that on YouTube. Then a couple weeks later, she's not on The View anymore. You know, Feudal and Barbara Walters, do these two intersect? I believe so, because she had a very good point. She was on a very popular show. Another one is Charlie Sheen. He was also a leading man on the sitcom. He is a leading man on the sitcom, 2.5 Men or whatever. And the second that he starts to talk about loose change, you can also look that up on YouTube. They start to call this guy a lunatic, and he's ranting and raving like a madman. It's like, you know, that's not what he's doing. He's just asking questions, lending more credence to my friend who's actually trying to put me on to this 9/11 knowledge. I was like, you know what? They're going through an awful lot to cover this up, to censor a lot of these facts from being uncovered. But you know, I'm sure YouTube is alive with 9/11 truths. And to me, it's almost like I can't even believe that there's people that believe the official story to this day and willing to go to bat for it. Because, I mean, have you seen the Pentagon pictures? Have you seen the clean lawn? Have you seen that small hole? That doesn't look like a plane hit it at all. But I digress. There's also censoring by the dude named Bob Basso, who portrays Thomas Paine on the internet. 6 million views. I'm thinking this is censorship in progress because he was summoned to the White House. You can look that up. And I'm wondering, where is he going to go from here? You know, will he sell out? Will he shut up? You know, because he has like over 10 million hits. You know, that of people that's really agreeing with this people's revolution, because he's just speaking, you know, from a fundamental constitutional point of view. And we need a lot more of that. You know, that's like in part with this podcast or vlog is about. You know, you have to say something, because people are getting censored for asking questions, and these are very important questions. Like they don't mention a lot in the media about how the bailout was 1,000 pages long, and it was like a 800-page manual to read the bailout and everything that's in it. And it's all always written in technical jargon, if you've ever read any of these constitutional bills. And they was also given 8 hours to vote on it, something that would cost this nation trillions of dollars. And some were threatened with martial law, saying if they didn't sign this bill, that the economy would go down so quickly at such a level that it'd be worse than the Great Depression. People would be rioting in the streets, and they would have to declare martial law, which is to me is like one of those end time scenarios that I personally fear martial law. Fear that. Do your research on it, man. It's not something, you know, that's far-fetched or too far from happening right now. But I digress again. These guys are being censored just for asking questions, and I watch these videos and I become enraged more and more every day about what they're doing to the Constitution, to the rights of free speech, to the rights to bear arms. Now, I'm not a gun-toting, you know, survivalist redneck per se, but I do believe that that's one of the fundamental, you know, statutes of the Constitution. And why America came to be so great. Because the Constitution was written so the government would be in fear of its constituents, because we were always able to take up arms and start it anew, because that's what they wanted. That Second Amendment ain't for hunting. And you know, I don't really like this anti-gun campaign, and I don't like this suppression of this swine flu vaccination. Have you heard about what it does to people? I'm not even going to speak on that. I'm going to leave that to your research, because I don't like it, and it's terrible, and you should find out for yourself rather than just take it from a guy quoting this and that. I like reading things firsthand. And shoot, what else? Matter of fact, that's just one rant. That's just one part, rant of the rave. Another part would be this laid down, lackadaisical attitude towards politics I see in society right now. And I understand for a certain, you know, demographic of people. You know, when I say demographic, we're really talking about like young people who, you know, who just getting started in life and don't really care. But I'm glad for those that do. But what I find is our rights are eroding at a very, very rapid pace. And to quote Alex Jones, I'm not supporting everything what he believes, but are you freer today than you were 30 years ago? And the answer is no. No. They've made a lot more laws. They have the Patriot Act that frankly scares the hell out of me. According to the Patriot Act, they can listen into any conversation that you like, and you should see who's a terrorist nowadays. It is not Arabian Taliban people. It is people making videos like me. It is people who believe or even entertain the possibility of a new world order or a global conspiracy, or the fact, or even is willing to even listen to beliefs of an elite running this country. And it's very feasible, because I mean, if you know like stats, isn't it true that 3% of this country's wealth, or 3% of the people in this country have like 90% of the wealth? You ever thought about what we could do with 9/10 of the wealth? Do you know each other? Well, yeah. There's only, think about it. You like to chill with people who's in your echelon, who has money like you, so nobody's really leaning. Because nobody likes a needy friend. We'll tolerate him, we'll love his personality, but nobody's going to like that aspect of his personality. Now, I've grown in income, and I noticed that that's the way I've always liked it, and that's where anybody I've ever met really liked it, you know? Have somebody around the same income level as you, even on a relationship level, you know what I mean? So I say that to say this, you know, if you have like $5 billion, you think you don't know another person or the other people with $5 billion? Because I mean, you'll be linked with each other. You'll be at the same social events, because the same people that want your money will invite all of you to a party because you're the whales. So I say that to go to the point, like, you know, you really could make a lot of policy and make a lot of things in your favor on a business aspect and perspective. Now I'm going to go into religious. Now I'm going to even talk about the Illuminati. Shh, don't talk about that. Don't hear a lot about that on TV, although there's a lot of proof for Illuminati. It's really easy to just call somebody crazy and say there's no Illuminati, that you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist. But it's funny how you can be a conspiracy theorist with all the fact in the world. All you gotta do is just keep calling that guy a conspiracy theorist, and everybody else will just dismiss him. But that's just some of the things I just like to rant and rave about today. Tell me what you think. Let me know if your opinion coincides with mine. Maybe you'd like to put me on to more sites and information like this, so maybe we can get the word out. And maybe you have a contradictory opinion that you'd like to tell me about. You know, we can learn from that, because it's not about who's right or wrong. You know, if we took the ego from this, we could both learn a lot of things, even if you're a crazy racist. You know, you might. I say I don't speak a lot of craziness. That's why I like to reference things that I say. I like talking on YouTube because the facts are on YouTube. And all I gotta do is just say the words, and you know, it's right there. So give me some feedback. Y'all have a blessed one and prosper in these harsh economic times.